Normally on this channel, I don't really like to focus too much in on horse racing strategies because when it comes to horse racing, I genuinely feel the majority of the time you're better off going over to match betting, doing some of the strategies over there because they normally bring in a more consistent income. It's not guaranteed income with match betting when it comes to horse racing, the majority of the time anyway, but I still feel like it consistently brings in more rewards than Betfair Trading with horse racing. But today I'm going to be talking you through a strategy called dobbing. Now, dobbing is essentially double or bust, and it does what it says on the tin. You're either, when you put your stake in, going to get double your stake back and get 100% return, or you're going to bust and lose your stake. This happens every time. You can, if you want to watch the horse races as well, extract either less profit or less of a loss, which is why it kind of makes it a bit more of a trade than just a bet. But it is also quite calculated as well and does take some effort. Now, as always with these strategies, I've tried this out myself. I've done this only once, but I'm going to show you the video of it a bit later. And I've researched the strategy a little bit, and I always go in with small stakes. Because on this channel, I like to show you guys exactly how it works without showing you an unrealistic stake. Sometimes on YouTube, you'll get people showing you a strategy where they use £1,000 for it, get a profit of 400-500, and they say, look at all this money. When in reality, some people who are watching this might only be able to go in with £10-15. So that's exactly why I like to do that. And in addition on this channel, what we like to do is try all this out as a beginner. If this strategy was rubbish, I will tell you that, in my opinion anyway. If the strategy in my opinion was great, I will tell you that as well. I don't try and hide anything here. I'm basically trying out everything that other people on YouTube says make money, and I say if it makes money for me. And hopefully in the end, if it does make money for me, it'll also make money for you. So please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It will be greatly appreciated as this channel goes on. So, double or bust. It can be done in different events if you want. It can probably be done in tennis. It can probably be done in some of the markets on football. It can be done in a lot of variations, but today we're going to be talking about it in horse racing. So if I just come over to Betfair first of all to show you how double or bust works. Now, double or bust, if we get up the horse racing section, just go for a random race. I'm not going to go for one that's already on. But say we select this race here. Double or bust, you are going to get the back price of a horse. So for example, let's go with this Third Wind here. And then you're going to put in your stake. So say for example, I wanted to go in with a £5 stake. I'd put that there. Then you're going to lay the market already before the race even starts. Get this all queued up ready. You're going to half the odds of the amount you backed. So here we had 8.6, so we're going to go 4.3. And then you're going to put in double the stake. So £10 over there. And as you can see over on the left hand side now, it would, if these odds get met and these bets get matched, it will guarantee us a profit of £4.90, which is after the commission's been taken off, and roughly our £5 stake. If the lay bet does not get matched, we will lose £5. So we're either going away from this with our stake plus roughly the stake back again and getting 100% return, or we're losing our stake. So the question you're probably asking now is, how do you figure out what horses are going to have this drop in price? Now, ideally, you are going to want longer races for this, just to allow you the opportunity for your horse to get to that shorter odds. But luckily for us, if you're someone who really enjoys statistics, we can actually analyse these races, set up reminders, and remember which horses do this. So to do that, you're going to come over to this Timeform website over here, go over to horse racing, and get yourself an account signed up. It's completely free. They don't pester you with emails. You set up your own email alerts. It's a really handy website for this. So I'm just going to get signed in. And then this is the part that might be a bit tedious for some people. This is the research part. Now, once you've done this research part for maybe a few weeks, you will just have a list of horses where you think dobs are going to work. So you won't need to do this too often. Maybe if you just sit down one day a month, spend a couple hours and build a list of potential dobs, you're probably going to be okay. Now, it's like researching for football. It's not going to guarantee you get the profit, but it is hopefully going to increase your chances of getting that profit and reduce your chances of getting that loss. It's not always going to work all the time, but it's much better to do the research and have that backing behind you rather than not do the research and just go in blind. Because then if I went in blind with this horse, sure, I might end up making a profit, but is it really worth the risk when I could just come over to Timeform and have a look? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for this race. So we've got the 25 to 4 at Warwick. So we're going to come down here, look for Warwick and look for the 25 to 4. We're then going to select our horse. So first of all, if you don't have a specific race or horse in mind, you can literally just come onto this Timeform, look on the races and go through them and just look at the horses one by one. You will find one eventually that will partner up with this strategy and work. So we're looking for Third Wind over here. So we've got Third Wind. We're going to open up his profile, and the reason you need an account is because of this high-low section over here. This is only available if you're logged in, but it is incredibly handy. So this section here, the Betfair starting price, is going to show you what the horse started at on Betfair. So we can see on the 18th, he started at 22, and then he hit a low, which is this section over here, of 27. So he actually went above his starting price. So that's not really what we want. And what I'd recommend you do when looking at horses, look at their last 10 results. Maybe try and keep a note on it. If you're someone who likes spreadsheets, keep that going. But look at their last 10 results and see how many you would have dobbed. So we can see here, he hit a low of 27 there, so that wouldn't have worked. He hit a low of 21 there, that wouldn't have worked. He didn't hit a low there. He hit a low of 18 there, that one still wouldn't have worked. It went down, which is okay, but it wouldn't have worked because it wasn't half the price. 7 to 1.5 would work. 2 coming down from 6, that would work, and 14 to 6, that would work as well. So we had about 3 there that would have worked. 3 or nearly 4 that would have worked with some of them. So 4 out of 10, or 4 out of how many we've looked at there, I'm probably going to say no to that one. And you can probably see why. The more often it happens, the more likely you are to go for it. So yesterday I had a bit of research on this strategy and thought I'd come on to Timeform. I clicked the most recent race that was going to happen, and I had a look at the horse's profile. So if I just get the horse up over here, I looked at Begin the Look. And as you can see from Begin the Look's last few results, we have 461 down to 280, 1000 down to 960, 200 down to 180. We've got 36 down to 6. We've then got 9 down to 1, 4 down to 2, 8 down to 6, 3 down to 1, 12 to 14. So that's the one there that stands out. That doesn't necessarily look like it's going to help us. But then the one that I came to yesterday, which was at 21.67, and it went down to a low of 11. So we did manage to get that one done, and you'll see the video of that in just a second. But you can see from looking at this one that the majority of the time he is hitting them dobs. So that is one where I then came up here to the top and hit these declarations. Now what these do is these will send you an email alert, which is why it's so handy. So I chose evening before, and I put some notes in. Looks okay, I'll come reevaluate in a few weeks' time. So now every day this horse is set to go in a race, the evening before I will get an email notification to my account. So I can then come and have a look, reevaluate, see if I want to go with the dob again. So it's quite nice and simple. To manage your alerts, you just come up to this tracker up here and you can select how it goes. So I've gone for email alerts and I'm going to get them pushed through on my phone on the evening before, and this is where you can see all your horses as well. So it's nice and simple. So let's get into the footage from the race yesterday. So to be honest, there really isn't much to say. I didn't get footage of the whole race. I just wanted to show you exactly how much we'd put on and everything like that. So you can see we put on £5 at 22.3. We backed, or laid I should say, 11 at odds of 10. And actually looking in at the results we saw yesterday, or the results we saw on this graph, he did only go down to a low of 11. So we only just hit that dob yesterday. We only literally got in at just the right points. That's quite handy. But you can see there, watching this, we had our guaranteed £4.90 locked in because it got laid. But because because the race was still ongoing, we could actually cash out for just a little bit more profit, and that's exactly what we did. So we cashed out, I think in the end, for about £5.02 profit, which is very nice from a £5 stake. It's over 100%. Now, if it is a long race, if it's a couple miles, you're going to be able to watch that. You're going to be able to watch it on Betfair like I did there, and you're going to be able to cash out for a little bit of a loss if you don't think it's coming in the end, or cash out for a little bit of a profit if you think you might just be getting there but not fully. I would recommend watching the races as it goes on, just so you can add in that trading element. You can have your own kind of re-evaluations. You've already got the lane there ready for if it comes down to it and if you get that matched and you get your guaranteed profit. But if you're watching the match live, the race live I should say, you can have your own judgment as it goes and decide, his odds have just massively drifted there, let's quickly get out of this and take a little loss, or his odds have really started to climb there but it's not going too quickly, so what I'm going to do is cash out for this quick bit of profit. So that's what I'd recommend you do when it comes to dobbing. But if you're someone who doesn't have too much time, when it comes to dobbing, the beautiful thing is you can just automatically queue up like I went to do here. You can just queue it up ready, hit place bets, press the keep button and hit update, and then you don't need to come back to that screen until the end of the day to check your results. So it's nice and simple. And that is essentially it for dobbing. There isn't too much else to go with it. You know what your loss is going to be if it doesn't come in. It's already there in your stake. You know what your profit's going to be if it comes in. It's already down there on the left hand side. So it's nice and simple. The strike rate is obviously going to be the thing that massively determines how successful you are with this. You can do as much research as you want. I did very minimal research yesterday. I managed to find this one dob. Depending on his next race, I might or might not also try it again with him, but I might try and look for some other horses that have a lot more success rate with that. The issue you're going to have with this is if you find a really successful horse that literally halves their odds every single race they're in, at a certain point their odds are not going to start as high as they did. They're going to drop down because they're going to be a bit more favoured or a bit less underestimated than they were previously. But there's no reason why today you can't just go over to the races section, load up the races and get looking and see if you can find some dobs. So for example, let's just pick a random horse here and have a look through. So he's gone from 11 to 9, 12 to 6, so that's 1, 12 to 10, that wouldn't have come in, 6 to 1,001. So you can see this one here isn't necessarily looking like it'd be good for a dob. Now if you want to reevaluate the stakes and everything like that, of course you can. That's the value of Betfair Trading. Nothing's set in stone. But if you want to follow the exact dobbing strategy and do double or bust, then this is all you've got to do. Back at a stake, back at an odds with your stake, lay with half that and double your stake. And then that way, all it's going to cost you is that £5 if it loses, and all it's going to bring you in extra if it wins is pretty much your £5 back. So if you've enjoyed the strategy and you've got any other tips for dobbing, please do let me know in the comments. I'm all ears with dobbing at the moment. If you want to try this strategy out for yourself, I definitely recommend just having a look around, watch a few more videos, learn some more maybe in-depth ways about this strategy. It's definitely something I'm going to be doing. But if you have enjoyed, please do hit the subscribe button and the like button while you're down there. It does make the world a difference. And let me know in the comments if there's any strategies you want to see me try out next, and I'll be sure to add them to my list.